Kick the red, double move on the red. Yo everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and I want to talk today about the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I want to talk about the offense and what I think is a very underrated, underappreciated, undervalued, under all of it. You know what I'm saying? The Philadelphia Eagles, they have two very underrated players that don't get enough credit. They don't get enough credit, and they deserve a lot more. And I think this year, we're all going to see that these two guys are a lot better than people thought. Now, the two guys that I'm specifically talking about is Jay Ajayi and Corey Clement. The Eagles knew what they were doing when they let LeGarrette Blount walk. Okay, I love LeGarrette Blount. I think he is a great winner in the NFL, and it wouldn't have bothered me if they brought him back. But the truth of the matter is, they went out and they traded for Jay Ajayi, okay? They traded for a guy who, with the Miami Dolphins, he had 465 yards, comes to the Eagles, and then he has, I believe, what, 408 yards, okay? So he has another 408 yards rushing with the Eagles. Now, the thing about him with the Eagles is it was on 70 carries. He only had 70 carries for 408 yards, and I think his average, let me think what it was. It was 5.8 yards per carry. He had 5.8 yards per carry. And if you remember Ajayi, it was like almost every game he would break something. He would break something. He has a little bit of a fumble problem, I ain't gonna lie. He's got to work on that. But I think that Jay Ajayi, a guy who has gotten 200-yard games a couple times, the kid is fresh. He didn't get a lot of work, a lot of carries last year, and the Eagles can lean on him heavy. Now, I don't know what their long-term plans for him, are. I don't know if they're looking to resign him long-term or what. But this is the last year of his contract. If you want to go out and give him 300 carries, you could do it. He could do it this year. He should be he should be very fresh, and I think Ajayi is going to have a big year. I really do. Now, when you look at Corey Clement, okay, here's a guy that I did not think coming out of college was as explosive as he was. I think he lost a little weight before camp and stuff like that, so he came in a little thinner than he had been or was expected to be. But he showed flashes, man. He flashed. He showed he had a lot more speed, a lot more acceleration, a lot more explosiveness than I thought. And he showed he could catch out of the backfield. And I thought he played even better in the playoffs, especially the Super Bowl. And I think he may be very capable. I'm very curious to see what kind of jump, okay, Corey Clement makes in his second year, because I think he has lead back potential. I think he could be a #1 back type running back. I do. I think he could be a #1 running back in this league. And if he can have a big jump from year 1 to year 2, they may let Ajayi walk, and they may let him be the lead back. You know what I mean? What I would like to see from the Eagles is maybe bring Darren Sproles back for another year. Get a back like Sproles, a fast, quick, maybe a little smaller back who can catch out of the backfield, that kind of thing. Get an explosive change of pace type running back to go with Ajayi, to go with Clement. I think that would be the best thing. I'm not sold on Pumphrey, not going to lie to you. So I don't know what he is. If they want to bring Sproles back, I say do it. If they decide maybe they got to go in the draft and get a running back that can do that, I'm all for that too. But I think Jay Ajayi and Corey Clement are very underrated and very underappreciated because we saw, really a three-headed monster, especially with LeGarrette Blount, and I think we haven't seen the best of Ajayi. I think that he has a lot of football left in him. I think he got a lot of rest last year, and I expect big things from Ajayi. Corey Clement, too. Like I said, Corey Clement, it's going to be interesting to see the kind of jump between year 1 and year 2 that he makes. I think he has lead back potential, and how he plays this year is going to really show us whether they count on him going forward or what. But the Eagles running back situation is awesome. It is awesome, and I love it. And the one thing I want to see out of this team going into next year is I want to see explosiveness on offense. I want to see more explosiveness. Getting Mike Wallace, okay, on that other side of Alshon to me, was an upgrade over Torrey Smith. It just was. He's a little, he's older, but he's still more explosive in my opinion. So I think that's an upgrade. And, you know, we'll see where they go in the draft. Will they go wide receiver? Will they go running back? I think that they're going to go with their first pick skill position. I really do. And, you know, speaking of the draft, I got a wide receiver, top 5 wide receivers coming out. I had to redo it because I lost the original. So I'm going to film that today, and that'll be out this weekend. And I'm also going to put out my top 5 running backs this weekend. So there's a lot of videos coming out. Plus, I got to talk about Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, because I got a lot to say about his comeback. So all that will be coming out this weekend. If there's any breaking news, I guess I'll see you later. But my point of this video is Ajayi, Corey Clement, very underrated players that will be big time for us next year. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.